Some die while living, and some live even after death. What does that even mean? It sounds like something from an epic movie, right? But think about it. How many people do you see every day just going through the motions? They wake up, they work, they eat, they sleep, and they repeat. Their bodies are moving, but is there a spark inside? Is there passion, a fire, or has that part of them already faded away? That's what it means to die while living. It's when you let your dreams wither, your curiosity dim, and you just exist. You're a ghost in your own life story, a spectator watching the days blur into one another. It's a quiet tragedy happening all around us. But then there's the other side of the coin. Those who live even after death. Think of the great artists, the brilliant scientists, the courageous leaders, the revolutionaries who dared to imagine a different world. Think of the everyday heroes, the parent whose lessons echo through generations, the teacher whose belief in his student changed their entire trajectory, the friend whose kindness became a legendary story told for years. They are gone, but they are not absent. Their ideas, their art, their love, their impact. It all ripples outward, touching lives they never even knew. They built something that lasts. They lit a fire that continues to warm others long after they're gone. So this isn't just a cool quote, it's a choice. It's a question we have to ask ourselves every single morning. Will I just exist today, or will I truly live? Will I be a passive observer, or will I be an active creator of my own legacy? It's not about being famous or changing the entire world. It's about igniting that spark within you. It's about finding what makes you feel alive and pursuing it with everything you've got. It's about being present, being passionate, and making an impact, no matter how small it seems. Because that's how you build a life that echoes into eternity. That's how you truly live. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more thoughts on living a meaningful life. See you in the next one. Imagine this. It's 1944. The night sky over France isn't filled with stars, but with the terrifying, brilliant flashes of explosions. From high above, the battlefield looks like a scarred and broken landscape, a labyrinth of trenches carved into the earth. This isn't a movie set. For thousands of young men, this was their grim reality. Down in those trenches, the world is a chaotic mix of mud, noise, and fear. Soldiers, barely men, scramble through the narrow passages. Every shadow could be an enemy. Every whistle in the air could be the last sound they ever hear. The air itself is thick with a red-orange haze, a suffocating blanket of smoke and dust that catches the firelight, making the entire scene look like a vision from a nightmare. This was the atmosphere of World War II, a relentless test of human endurance and spirit. Look closer. You can see the desperation and the determination etched on their faces. They aren't just faceless figures in a history book. They are individuals, each with a family, with dreams, with a life they left behind. They run, they take cover, they fight, driven by a duty to the person next to them and a hope for a future they might not live to see. The sheer scale is staggering. The noise is deafening, a constant barrage of artillery, the crack of rifles, the shouts of commands lost in the din. This is the face of war in its most raw, cinematic, and tragically real form. It's a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made during one of history's darkest chapters. We remember these scenes not to glorify conflict, but to honor the courage of those who lived through it and to understand the profound cost of peace. It's a history we must never forget. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this glimpse into the past meaningful, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more historical insights. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next one. The air cracks with the roar of rifles, a deafening symphony of chaos. Mud, cold and slick, flies in every direction, clinging to uniforms and faces, a constant, gritty reminder of the trench we call home. We're packed in here, shoulder to shoulder, a brotherhood forged in the crucible of fear and desperation. Each shout, each guttural cry, is a desperate plea swallowed by the storm of steel raging around us. You can taste the metallic tang of gunpowder and something else, something primal. The ground trembles beneath our feet, a constant, violent shudder that threatens to shake our very souls apart. I see faces I know, boys who just yesterday were laughing over a shared cigarette, now transformed into grim masks of determination. Their eyes are wide, reflecting the flashes of explosions that tear through the smoke-filled sky. We don't fight for a flag or a far-off king anymore. We fight for the man next to us. We fight to see the next sunrise. Every bullet that whistles past my ear is a lottery ticket I didn't win, a chilling whisper of what could have been. There's no glory here, not like in the stories. There's only the mud, the noise, and the will to survive another second, another minute. The world has shrunk to this narrow, muddy ditch. Beyond its walls, there's nothing but a gray-blue haze, a no-man's land where life is measured in inches. We push forward, stumbling over the uneven ground, our movements frantic and clumsy. Adrenaline is a cruel master. It keeps you moving, keeps you firing, even when your mind is screaming. In these moments, you're not a person anymore. You're part of a machine, a cog in the grand, terrible engine of war, grinding forward into the unknown. We just hope with every fiber of our being that we can make it through to the other side of this hell. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more content like this. Camera slowly zooms in on the cinematic portrait of a young soldier in the chaos of World War II. Amidst the roar of explosions and the shudder of the earth, countless stories of courage were forged. But today, we're not just talking about history. We're looking into the eyes of one young man who lived it. This is John Mackenzie. He was just 22 years old. Look closely at this image. See the mud on his helmet, a testament to the grim reality of the trenches. Notice the determined glint in his eyes. It's not the absence of fear, but the presence of something stronger, resolve. The light reflecting on his face isn't just from the battlefield. It's the light of a generation that refused to be extinguished. Every line on his face, though young, tells a story of sleepless nights, of camaraderie forged in fire, and of a profound sense of duty. John wasn't a superhero from a comic book. He was an ordinary young man from a small town, with dreams and a family waiting for him back home. He probably loved listening to the radio, maybe had a sweetheart he wrote letters to, and looked forward to a future that was suddenly uncertain. Yet, when the call came, he stood up. He and millions like him faced the unimaginable, not for glory, but for the hope of a peaceful tomorrow. What do you see when you look into his eyes? I see a quiet strength, a promise to his comrades, and the silent prayer for home. It's portraits like this that bring history to life, transforming statistics into human beings. John Mackenzie represents the spirit of an entire generation, their sacrifice, their resilience, and their unwavering hope in the face of overwhelming darkness. His story, and the stories of so many others, deserve to be remembered, honored, and understood. They are the reason we have the freedoms we enjoy today. Their legacy is not just in monuments, but in the responsibility we carry to build a better world. Thank you so much for joining me on this reflection. If you were moved by John's story, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the powerful moments that have shaped our world. See you next time. The world can be a loud, chaotic place. Sometimes the noise is deafening, the pressure immense. It's easy to feel small in those moments, to feel like the ground is shaking beneath your feet. We've all been there, staring into the face of something that terrifies us, feeling the sweat on our brow, our hearts pounding like a drum against our ribs. It's a place where fear lives, where doubt whispers that we're not strong enough, not brave enough to face what's coming. Look closer, though. Look past the dirt, past the trembling. Look into the eyes. In that flicker of chaos, you see something else ignite, It's not the absence of fear. True courage isn't about being fearless. It's about being terrified and taking the next step anyway. It's that quiet, stubborn voice inside that says, I will not break. It's the spark of defiance that refuses to be extinguished by the storm raging around it. This is the moment of truth. It's where innocence meets reality and something new is forged in the fire. It's the raw, unfiltered essence of the human spirit. It's the understanding that even when you're covered in the grime of the struggle, your spirit can remain untouched, resolute. It's the decision made in a split second to stand firm, to hold your ground, not because you know you'll win, but because you know you cannot surrender your will. That strength is inside every single one of us. It's a deep well we can draw from when we need it most. It's the courage to face not just the explosions of the world, but the battles within our own minds. It is the grit that gets us through the toughest days and the hope that promises a sunrise after the longest night. Never forget the power you hold within your own gaze, the unyielding strength that shines through even when you're most afraid. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content that explores the strength of the human spirit. Stay safe and stay strong. Ever wondered how those jaw-dropping explosion scenes in movies are made? You know, the ones that feel so real you can almost feel the heat. Today, we're diving deep into the art of creating a truly epic cinematic explosion. And we're going to build one from the ground up using just a text prompt. Our mission is to create a scene that screams war realism. We want a massive explosion erupting behind a soldier. The key is to capture that heart-stopping moment debris flying everywhere in slow motion, the camera shaking violently, and the whole world bathed in that iconic cinematic mix of orange and gray smoke. Ready? Let's craft the perfect prompt. First, the subject, massive explosion behind soldier. This immediately sets the stage and establishes our focal point. We're not just blowing something up. We're telling a story with a human element right in the middle of the chaos. This grounds the scene in a personal, high-stakes reality. Next, let's add the action and detail. Debris flying in slow motion. This is a classic cinematic technique. Slow motion allows the audience to see every single piece of shrapnel, dust, and rubble hanging in the air. It transforms a split-second event into a terrifying, beautiful ballet of destruction. It's what makes the impact feel so much bigger and more detailed. Now, for the immersion. We need to make the viewer feel like they're right there. How do we do that? Camera shakes. This simple instruction mimics the physical shockwave of the blast. It destabilizes the frame, creating a sense of panic and disorientation. It's a powerful tool to pull the audience directly into the soldier's chaotic experience. Finally, the atmosphere. The color palette is everything. We'll add cinematic orange and gray smoke. The fiery orange speaks to the intense heat and the core of the blast, while the thick, billowing gray smoke suggests the aftermath, the dust, the ash, the suffocating reality of the event. This specific color combination is a visual shorthand for modern action and war films. So let's put it all together. The final prompt is massive explosion behind soldier, debris flying in slow motion, camera shakes, cinematic orange and gray smoke, war realism. It's a short but incredibly dense set of instructions. Each phrase is carefully chosen to build a layer of detail, emotion, and realism. From a few simple words, we can generate a scene that is complex, dynamic, and unforgettable. And there you have it. That as a little peek into how creators can translate a vision into a powerful visual using just text. It's about being specific and understanding the language of cinema. What kind of scene should we break down next? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of digital creation. See you in the next one. The rain begins, a soft patter against the leaves, against my helmet, against the earth that's become my unwilling cradle. It feels cool. A strange, fleeting comfort against the fire that's consuming my leg. I risk a glance down. The world narrows to a single, horrifying point of focus. The dark crimson stain, blossoming outwards on the fabric of my trousers, impossibly vibrant against the muddy greens and browns of the forest floor. It's real. Not a nightmare, not a drill. The pain, which had been a dull, roaring background noise, now sharpens into 1,000 tiny daggers, each one twisting with a malevolent glee. My hand, slick with rain and sweat, moves on its own. It trembles, a leaf caught in a gale, as it hovers over the wound. I want to touch it, to press down, to somehow force the life back in, but my fingers refuse to obey. They just shake, betraying the terror my mind is trying so desperately to suppress. The shaking, it's not from the cold. It's the body's raw, primal scream. The rain is coming down harder now, washing over my face, mixing with the sweat, or maybe their tears. I can't tell the difference anymore. Everything I was, everything I thought I was, a soldier, a protector, someone strong, feels like a story told about a stranger. Right now, I am just this. A body in the mud, with a fire in its leg and a tremor in its hands, watching the sky weep. The soft light filtering through the canopy seems to mock me, painting this grotesque scene with an almost beautiful, dramatic glow. Is this it? Is this the moment? The realization hits not like a thunderclap, but like the slow, cold certainty of the tide. The battle isn't out there anymore. The battle is right here in me, against the clock, against the bleeding. And I'm losing. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing for more content like this. It means the world to us. The rain keeps coming, a relentless gray curtain trying to wash away the world. It soaks through my uniform, chilling me to the bone, but it can't touch the fire inside me. Every drop that hits my face is a reminder of what I'm fighting for. Out there in the mud and the chaos, it's easy to lose yourself, to let the fear take over. I can hear the distant echoes of battle, a symphony of destruction that wants to pull you under. You see the faces of your brothers, etched with the same exhaustion and grim determination. You feel the ground tremble beneath you, and for a second, your heart falters. It's in that second, that single, terrifying heartbeat, that you have to make a choice. Do you let the darkness win? Do you surrender to the cold, the mud, the overwhelming odds? I look at the man next to me, then the one after that. We're all just kids, really dressed up in uniforms and playing a game far too old for us. But we're here. We're holding the line. I can feel my own breath, a small cloud in the cold air, a tiny proof of life against the vastness of this storm. My fingers are numb, my body aches, but my mind is crystal clear. I close my eyes just for a moment, and I see them, the ones I love, the reason I'm here. Their faces give me a strength that no army can defeat. So I open my eyes, and the world comes back into sharp focus. The rain, the mud, the distant thunder of guns. It's all still there, but something has changed inside me. A quiet resolve settles in my soul. I lean in, the words a promise to myself more than anything else. Not today. I'm not dying here. This isn't just about surviving. It's about defiance. It's about choosing to fight, to live, to push through one more second, one more minute, one more day. Because today is not my last day. Today, we hold on. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores the strength of the human spirit. Thank you for watching, and stay strong. Somber, reflective music begins softly and builds in intensity. Look closely at this image. What do you see? A soldier, wounded, pushing through a landscape torn apart. Rain falls like tears from a greeting sky, mixing with the mud and the grime. In the distance, the world is painted in flashes of violent red, a stark contrast to the darkness that threatens to swallow him whole. Each movement is a monumental effort, a testament to a will that refuses to be extinguished. This isn't just a picture of conflict, it's a portrait of human endurance. It captures that moment suspended between giving up and pushing forward, when every muscle screams in protest, but the spirit whispers, one more inch. We often talk about strength in terms of grand victories and heroic charges, but sometimes the most profound strength is found right here, in the quiet, desperate crawl through the mud when no one is watching, when the onlyness is the storm. Think about the battles we face in our own lives. They might not be on a physical battlefield, but the mud can feel just as real. The struggle against loss, the fight for mental well-being, the slow, arduous journey toward a distant goal. We all have moments where we feel wounded, where the rain seems endless and the path forward is unclear. We crawl, we struggle, we push against the weight that holds us down. This image reminds us that the struggle itself is a form of victory. The act of moving forward, no matter how slowly, is an act of defiance against despair. It's in these moments of profound hardship that we discover the true depth of our resilience. It's the sheer, stubborn refusal to stay down. It's the belief, however faint, that somewhere beyond the explosions and the rain, there is a tomorrow worth fighting for. That is the essence of the human spirit captured in a single powerful frame. It's not about the war. It's about the will to survive it. Thank you for watching and reflecting with me. If this resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more content that explores the deeper stories behind powerful images. Stay strong and keep moving forward. Ever wondered how filmmakers create those heart-stopping, super realistic battle scenes you see in movies? You know, the ones I'm talking about, where bullets zip past the hero in slow motion, kicking up dirt and sparks, making you feel like you're right there in the thick of it. Well, today, we re-pulling back the curtain and showing you exactly how we use an eye to dream up and design these incredible high-impact moments. It's a game changer for bringing cinematic visions to life. Let's dive right into a classic war movie scenario. We call this one Scene 10, Bullets Flying. Imagine this. A soldier is pinned down, the air is thick with tension, and bullets are whizzing by, perilously close. To capture this, we need more than just a camera. We need a vision. So we turn to our AI image generator and feed it a very specific prompt. Ready? Here it is. Slow motion shot of bullets hitting the mud near soldier, sparks flying, splashing dirt, shallow depth of field, dramatic realism. Now, let's break that down. Slow motion is key. It stretches time, allowing us to see every granular detail and build suspense. Bullets hitting the mud gives us our core action. Sparks flying and splashing dirt add layers of texture and chaos, making the impact feel visceral and real. Then there's shallow depth of field. This is a classic filmmaking technique that blurs the background, forcing all your attention onto the soldier and the immediate danger. It creates intimacy and heightens the drama. Finally, dramatic realism is our guiding star, telling the AI to aim for a style that's both cinematic and believable, avoiding anything that looks cartoonish or fake, and just look at the results. The AI instantly generates these stunning concept images. You can see the perfect composition, the dynamic energy of the mud exploding, the glint of the sparks. This isn't just a random picture, it's a visual blueprint. For a director or a VFX artist, this is pure gold. It provides a crystal clear reference for what the final shot should look like, from the lighting to the exact timing of the impact. It asks how we bridge the gap between an idea in our head and the breathtaking final shot you see on screen. It's an incredible tool for storytelling, and we're just scratching the surface of what's possible. If you found this peek behind the scenes fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the magic of modern filmmaking. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. The dust settles, not just on the battlefield, but in the quiet corners of my mind. It's funny what you remember in the silence after the storm. I see her face, clear as day, my mother. Her hands, worn from a life of hard work, pulling me into an embrace so tight I felt I'd never breathe again. "Be safe, my boy," she whispered, her voice a mix of pride and a fear she tried so hard to hide. I can still smell the scent of her kitchen, of home, clinging to her apron. I was just a kid then, trying to look brave, trying to be the man she believed I could be. The train whistle blew, a sharp, mournful sound that cut our goodbye short. That was the last time I saw her. Then came the training. The world turned a different shade of green and brown. The mud became a second skin, the shouts of the sergeant a constant rhythm to our days. We ran until our lungs burned, climbed until our muscles screamed, and learned to trust the man next to us with our lives. It was a crucible, designed to break us down and build us back up into something else. Something stronger. Soldiers. I remember the shared exhaustion, the quiet jokes in the barracks after lights out, the letters from home read and reread until they were soft as cloth. We were boys becoming men, bound by a purpose bigger than any one of us. And then the marching. Endless columns of us, a river of olive drab flowing towards an unknown horizon. The rhythmic thud of boots on the ground, a single, unified heartbeat. You don't think much when you're marching, you just move. One foot in front of the other. You look at the back of the helmet in front of you. You feel the weight of your pack, and you become part of the machine. These memories, they don't just fade. They're etched into me, a part of who I am, the boy who left home and the soldier he became. They are my story. Thank you for being here and listening. If this story resonates with you, please consider liking and subscribing for more. Your support means the world. All right, everyone, let's dive into scene 12. The prompt is night scene, rain falling gently, soldier lying exhausted in mud, faint moonlight, misty atmosphere, emotional stillness. This one is all about mood and quiet introspection. So how do we bring this powerful, somber image to life? First, the environment is our main character here. Let's start with the rain. It's not a storm. It's a gentle, persistent drizzle. We need to focus on the sound design, the soft patter on a helmet, the squelch of mud, the drip from a broken branch. Visually, imagine the rain catching the faint moonlight, creating these tiny, fleeting silver streaks against the dark backdrop. The mist is key to the atmosphere. It should be thick enough to blur the background, isolating our soldier and making the world feel small and claustrophobic, yet strangely peaceful. Now for our soldier. He's not just tired. He's utterly spent, a level of exhaustion that goes beyond the physical. He's lying in the mud, which should almost look like it's cradling him. This isn't a dramatic, action-packed pose. It's the posture of surrender to the moment. We need a close-up on his face. Let the moonlight trace the contours of his mud-streaked cheeks and catch the wetness on his eyelashes. His eyes might be open, staring blankly, or closed in a moment of forced peace. The emotional stillness is crucial. This isn't about active despair. It's a quiet emptiness, a pause between the horrors of what just happened and the uncertainty of what comes next. To really sell this, the lighting needs to be subtle. The moonlight is faint, a weak, diffused glow, filtering through the mist and clouds. It shouldn't reveal everything. We want deep shadows that hide details, forcing the viewer to focus on what little is illuminated. A hand, a piece of a uniform, the glint of water on a boot. This contrast between light and shadow creates a powerful, painterly quality. It's a scene of profound humanity amidst the devastation of war. It's about capturing that single quiet moment where the noise of battle fades and all that's left is the rain, the mud, and a single weary soul. This scene is a gut punch, but a quiet one. It's not about shock, it's about empathy. It's about making the audience feel the weight of that stillness and the profound loneliness of that soldier. Let's get to work on making it unforgettable. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you found this breakdown helpful and want to see more of how we bring stories to life, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. See you in the next one. The sun hasn't yet risen, but the day's grim work has already begun. Here, on what was a battlefield just hours ago, a heavy fog clings to the ground, muffling every sound. The air is cold, thick with the metallic scent of conflict and damp earth. All color seems to have been drained from the world, leaving only shades of gray, brown, and the deep, dark red that stains the soil. It's a scene of cinematic realism, but for the men and women here, this is no movie. This is the stark, brutal reality of what comes after the fighting stops. Through the mist, beams from flashlights cut sharp, lonely paths. These are the medics, the search party, moving with a practiced, somber urgency. They step carefully among the fallen, their faces etched with a mixture of exhaustion and profound concentration. Each figure they approach is a question mark, a flicker of hope against a tide of despair. Is there a pulse? Is there breath? Their movements are quiet, respectful, a stark contrast to the chaos that raged here before. You can almost feel the chill in the air, see the way their breath condenses in the faint light. They carry stretchers, symbols of the desperate chance at life, moving from one still form to another. The silence is punctuated only by the soft crunch of their boots on the muddy ground and the low, murmured calls between them. It's a methodical, heartbreaking process. Every time a medic kneels, they are searching for a miracle amidst the wreckage. This isn't about victory or defeat anymore. It's about finding the survivors, about salvaging humanity from the devastation. It's a powerful, somber reminder of the true cost of war, long after the last shot has been fired. Thank you for joining me in witnessing this powerful moment. If this story moved you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more content that explores the deeper aspects of history. Your support means the world. Sound of wind, distant rumbling, heavy breathing, the ground. It was just a sea of churned up earth and debris. For hours, we'd been searching, calling out, listening for any sign of life. Hope was a flicker, a tiny spark against a storm of despair. Every muscle in my body ached, not just from the digging, but from the weight of what we were doing here. We moved methodically, a grim procession through the silence. My partner, Dave, was a few yards away, his silhouette dark against the bruised sky. I remember thinking, just one. Let us find just one. I knelt down, exhaustion hitting me like a physical blow. My knees sank into the cold, wet mud. I was about to push myself back up to move to the next grit when I froze. It was so faint, I thought I'd imagined it. A whisper, a ghost of a sound carried on the wind. I held my breath, straining my ears, every nerve ending on high alert. Was it just the wind whistling through the wreckage? My heart hammered against my ribs. Did you hear that? I called out to Dave, my own voice barely a croak. He shook his head, his face a mask of exhaustion. I pressed my ear closer to the ground, the cold mud seeping into my gear, and then I heard it again, clearer this time. A voice. It was weak, muffled by the earth, but it was undeniably human. It was a plea, a fragile thread of sound from beneath my feet. Help me. Time stopped. Everything around me faded away, the wind, the distant sounds, the fatigue. There was only that voice. My eyes shot wide open. It wasn't just my imagination. Someone was down there. Someone was alive. A surge of adrenaline coursed through me, chasing away the weariness. I've got someone. I yelled, my voice cracking with a mix of shock and unbelievable relief. Over here. I've got a live one. As I started to frantically clear the mud with my bare hands, a single beam of light broke through the heavy clouds, illuminating the spot right in front of me. It felt like a sign, like the universe itself was pointing the way. In that moment, all the training, all the exhaustion, All the despair melted away, replaced by a single powerful purpose. We were going to get them out. That day taught me that hope isn't just a feeling. It's an action. It's digging in the mud when you think there's nothing left. If you've ever felt buried by your own struggles, please know that there are people searching for you, ready to listen. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more. Stay safe out there. Days of relentless searching turned into a blur of mud, rain, and exhaustion. Hope, a flickering candle in a hurricane, was nearly extinguished. We dug with our bare hands, our shovels long since broken, our voices hoarse from calling out names. The silence was the worst part, a heavy blanket of despair that smothered every sound. Each scoop of earth felt heavier than the last, a testament to our fading strength and the crushing weight of what we feared we wouldn't find. We were a brotherhood bound by a shared grim purpose, moving like ghosts through a landscape scarred by conflict. Then a flicker of movement. A hand caked in mud, but undeniably a hand. A surge of adrenaline, sharp and electric, shot through us. We swarmed the spot, our weariness forgotten, digging with a renewed, desperate frenzy. The earth gave way, slowly, reluctantly, as if unwilling to release its captive. First an arm, then a shoulder, and then a face, caked in mud and grime, but a face we knew. It was Jake. His eyes were closed, and for a terrifying moment, the world stood still. Had we been too late? Suddenly, the clouds parted. A single, defiant ray of sunlight broke through, bathing him in a warm, golden glow. It was like a sign, a miracle. As the light touched his face, his eyelids fluttered open. His lips, cracked and bloodied, curved into the faintest of smiles. It wasn't a smile of joy, not yet. It was a smile of pure, unadulterated relief. The smile of a man who had stared into the abyss and had been pulled back. In that single, breathtaking moment, all the pain, the fear, the exhaustion, it all melted away. We found him. He was alive. That image is seared into my memory, the mud, the blood, the sunlight, and that impossible, beautiful smile. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of trenches, in the deepest mud, a single ray of light is all it takes to find your way back. Thank you for watching our story. If it moved you, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this. Stay safe and never lose hope. A moment of quiet, heavy breathing. Everything slows down in these moments, doesn't it? The chaos, the explosions, the screams, they all just fade into a distant hum. All that's left is the ragged sound of your own breath, the steady rhythmic beat of your heart slowing down, then the face of your brother in arms, blurry through the smoke and the tears you didn't know you were shedding. You see, we make these promises to each other out here. I'll see you at the LZ. First round's on me when we get back. Watch my six. But the most important one, the one whispered in the dead of night when fear is a cold, hard knot in your stomach, is I'm not leaving you behind. And he meant it. He's here, holding my hand, trying to patch a wound that's already taken too much. His face is a mess of panic and desperation. I can barely hear him over the ringing in my ears, but I know what he's saying. Stay with me. Just hold on. I try to smile. It probably looks more like a grimace. I can feel the warmth spreading, the cold creeping in from my fingertips. It's a strange, peaceful feeling, almost like drifting off to sleep after a long, grueling march. I need him to know. I need him to stop blaming himself. I squeeze his hand, or at least I try to. My fingers don't seem to want to obey. I need my last words to mean something, to give him some kind of peace that I'm now feeling. I pull together every last ounce of strength, every bit of air left in my lungs. My voice is just a rasp, a ghost of what it used to be. I told you ... I pause, taking a breath that feels like fire. His eyes lock onto mine, wide and pleading. I don't die easy. A small, final smile. It's not a lie. This life, this fight, it was anything but easy. And this is just the last step. It's okay. It's finally okay. Have you ever wondered about the weight of a medal? It's not just the metal, the ribbon, or the intricate design. It's the weight of a promise kept, of a duty fulfilled, of a sacrifice made in the face of overwhelming odds. Look at this moment, frozen in time. An officer, with a look of profound respect, pins a medal onto a soldier's uniform. It's more than just a ceremony. It's a silent acknowledgement of courage that words can barely capture. Behind them, the flags wave, not just in the gentle breeze, but as living symbols of the freedom they fought to protect. The sunlight bathes the scene in a warm, vintage glow, reminiscent of old World War II films. It is a powerful image that transports us back to a time when ordinary people were called upon to do extraordinary things. This soldier, whose name we might not know, represents an entire generation. The generation that stood up against tyranny, that faced down darkness, and that secured the world we live in today. Each medal tells a story of leaving home, of enduring the hardships of training, of facing the raw, terrifying reality of combat. It tells a story of camaraderie, of looking out for the person next to you, knowing they were doing the same for you. It speaks of the long nights on watch, the letters written home filled with hope and longing, and the quiet moments of reflection before a major battle. This piece of metal is a testament to resilience, to the unbreakable spirit of a soldier who pushed through fear and exhaustion for a cause greater than themselves. When we see images like this, it's crucial to remember the human cost of conflict. This soldier is a son, a brother, perhaps a husband or a father. He carries not just the pride of this honor, but also the memories of what it took to earn it, the friends lost, the battles fought, the world changed forever. This medal is a symbol of gratitude from a nation, a small token for an immeasurable debt. It is a reminder for all of us to never forget the sacrifices made for our liberty, and to honor the legacy of these heroes, not just on special days, but every day. Thank you for watching and taking a moment to reflect with us. If this story moved you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel for more journeys into history. Your support helps us continue to share these important stories. We'll see you next time. Have you ever wondered what legacy truly means? Is it a name etched in stone, a story in a history book? Or is it something more ... something alive, something that breathes in the actions of those who follow? Look around. See the dedication in the eyes of these modern soldiers. They train not just for a mission, but for a promise. A promise made long ago by those who stood where they stand now. Each drill, each step, each moment of exhaustion is a tribute to a legacy of courage. They carry a torch, not of war, but of unwavering commitment to peace and protection. This isn't just a job. It's the continuation of a sacred trust, a responsibility passed down through generations. And see it here in the simple, profound gesture of a child's salute. In their innocent eyes, we don't see the weight of the past, but the hope of the future. They learn about sacrifice not as a distant concept, but as the very foundation of the freedom they enjoy every single day. They are learning what it means to be part of something bigger than themselves. This is where legacy takes root, in the hearts of the young, promising to blossom for years to come. As the sun rises over this quiet memorial, it illuminates more than just names carved in granite. It shines a light on the enduring spirit of selflessness. Each sunrise is a new day, a gift made possible by their ultimate sacrifice. This place isn't just a monument to an end. It's a testament to a beginning for us to live lives worthy of their memory, to build a world they would be proud of. Legacy, then, is not just about remembering the fallen. It's about living for them. It's in the soldier's discipline, the child's respect, and the quiet gratitude we feel in the dawn of a new day. It's a living, breathing echo of the past, shaping our present and inspiring our future. It's the promise that as long as we remember, as long as we strive, their spirit will never fade. Thank you for joining me in this reflection. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content that honors our shared heritage. Your support helps us continue to tell these important stories. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something that touches every single one of us, no matter who you are or where you're from. It's that feeling in the pit of your stomach, the one that tells you to turn back, to stay safe, to not even try. I'm talking about fear. We're often told to be fearless, to conquer our fears, as if fear is an enemy we must completely destroy. But what if that's the wrong way to look at it? What if fear isn't the problem, but our reaction to it is? Think about the last time you were truly scared. Maybe it was before a big presentation, a difficult conversation, or stepping into a new chapter of your life. Your heart was pounding, your palms were sweaty, and every instinct was telling you to run. But did you? Or did you take a deep breath and take that first step anyway? That right there is the essence of true strength. It's not about being a superhero who feels no fear. It's about being human, feeling the fear, acknowledging it, and still choosing to move forward. There's a powerful idea that I want to share with you, and it really changed my perspective. Courage isn't about living without fear. It's about moving forward even when fear screams your name. Let that sink in. Fear will always be a passenger in your car. Sometimes it's quiet in the back seat, and other times it's grabbing the steering wheel, screaming at you to pull over. Your job isn't to kick it out of the car. Your job is to keep your hands on the wheel and your eyes on the road, to keep driving towards your destination, even with all that noise. Every single person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, is a story of someone who was afraid and did it anyway. They felt the doubt, they heard the what-ifs, and they chose their dreams over their comfort zone. They chose to move forward, so the next time fear shows up, don't fight it. Don't pretend it's not there. Look it in the eye and say, I hear you, but I'm going this way. Your dreams are on the other side of that feeling. Your growth, your potential, your best life, it's all waiting for you to take that step, even if your legs are shaking. What's one fear you're choosing to move through right now? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories and cheer you on. Thanks so much for watching. If this resonated with you, please give this video a like and subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one. And there you have it, the story of a battle that redefined the very art of war. It's a testament to the idea that even in the face of overwhelming odds, strategy, innovation, and sheer human will can turn the tide. These weren't just soldiers. They were pioneers, thinkers, and heroes whose decisions on that single day would echo through the corridors of time. When we look back at these moments, it's easy to see them as just dates and names in a textbook. But every strategy had a mind behind it. Every charge was filled with brave individuals. And every victory or defeat was felt on a deeply personal level. These are the stories that shape our world, the tales of courage that remind us of the incredible resilience of the human spirit. They teach us about leadership, sacrifice, and the complex nature of conflict. What I find most fascinating is how the lessons from this battlefield can still be applied today, not just in military academies, but in business and strategy, and even in our own personal challenges. It's about thinking differently, anticipating your opponent's moves, and never underestimating the power of a well-executed plan. It's about understanding that history is not just about the past. It's a roadmap filled with lessons for the future. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. The past is filled with countless stories like this, each one waiting to be uncovered. If you found this tale as captivating as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe to Tales of Courage so you don't miss our next expedition into history. Drop a comment below with what battle you'd like to see us cover next. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring the past.